I would say hi, everybody, but there's absolutely nobody in my chat right now. I'm going live really quickly just to read. Oh, gosh. Did you guys see that? The new press statement that came out for the Carlee Russell case. Hold on, Perry. I'll send you a link. Um, I really do believe, you guys, that they're getting ready to arrest someone tomorrow. So they're saying that it's a press release tomorrow. Hold on. Let me send Perry this link. You know what? At the end of the day, from all the information we collected this morning, and now they're coming out with the police more information today, they're doing a really, really good job. This girl's getting ready to go to jail. I just feel it. It made what she did. Here, let me try that. Looks like I got to break it up into two. She is really on her way to jail. And I'm not joking. You can't, hey, opinion, let me drop the link so you can come up if you want to. She's really getting ready to go to jail. All right. Their opinion. I dropped the link if you want to come up. This is cray. All right. Let me start reading this. I don't know where Perry is. He'll come when he gets here. Oh, there he is. Hey, Perry.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
These people aren't playing with her.
Oh, yeah.
They are not playing. Hey, opinion. Girl, it's about to go down, ain't it? It's
Well, you
about.
know, I told you at 2:30, I'm gonna show be plastered at this TV. I'm gonna check though. I'm gonna check and see if it's gonna be streaming on, so you can see it.
They really did a really good job. Let me read this quick.
Not all the news outlets have literally just put it out. They putting it out like breaking news, so it's
I wasn't
everywhere.
going to put it out until in the morning, but you got it first. You got it first. And
Well, his video is going up left and right on YouTube about this.
I thought, well, maybe I'll do mine in the morning. No, if I can read this. Let me put this up. Let me read this really quickly. I can't read back that far back. It says the investigation into the Carlee Russell case continues as detectives are working to determine what happened from the time prior to her 911 call Thursday night until she returned home on foot Saturday night. Detectives spoke to Carlee very briefly upon returning home and are waiting for her to be made available to obtain a more detailed statement about the sequence of events during that time frame. While we are not in the position to reveal all of the information we have gathered at this point, we can talk about some details that we have not previously discussed. I cannot see this. I wish I could print it. I can't see.
You can't make it bigger?
No, I can't.
Oh, okay.
After leaving the promenade, Carlee went to Target on Highway 280 and purchased some snack food type items. These items were not located in the vehicle or with her cell phone and wig at the scene of her disappearance. The Hoover Police Department has not located any evidence of a toddler walking down the interstate. I could have told you that. Nor did we receive any additional calls about a toddler walking down the interstate, despite numerous vehicles passing through that area, as depicted by the traffic camera surveillance video. Detectives have obtained surveillance video from Carlee's neighborhood, which shows her walking down the sidewalk along prior to her arrival at her residence. Fire department radio traffic obtained several media outlets showing that the medics were dispatched to her residence on an unresponsive but breathing person. That was the term used in the initial dispatch of the Hoover Fire Department to the residents. And the information about the condition was simply a dispatcher revealing information from what a 911 caller told the emergency. So let me go to page number 2. So earlier today, we read their press release, they made no mention of going to Target. This might play a crucial
Right.
role. I just close it. My goodness. A crucial role. Why is it so important that we know?
Well, I mean, what did she say? The kidnappers fed her.
She said they fed her cheeses and they did her nails.
Right, right. So maybe she picked up some fingernail polish and some damn cheeses at Target.
Oh my God, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I get what you're No, I get what he's saying. Hold on. Let me get the second part of that.
Girl, child, I don't have my phone, but I can do my nails.
Well, what kidnapper do your nails and feed you cheeses?
Well, I know. I mean, that sounds like a little freak to me.
Here we go. Part 2. While we are not in a position to reveal all of the information we have gathered at this point, oh, this is a continuation. Detectives have obtained surveillance video of Carlee's neighborhood, which shows her walking down the sidewalk along prior to her arrival at her residence. Fire department radio traffic obtained several media outlets that shows the medics were dispatched to her residence on an unresponsive but breathing person. I'm going to come back to that. That was the term used in the initial dispatch of the Hoover Fire Department on the residence, and the information about her condition was simply a dispatcher relying on information from what a 911 caller told the emergency communicator. When first responders arrived on the scene, they found Mrs. Russell conscious and speaking, and she was transported in that condition. She was later treated and released from a local hospital. Numerous, what does that say? Evidentiary items are still being evaluated, and those items are key in the process of determining exactly what took place in the approximately 49 hours Carlee was missing, but also what took place prior to her disappearance. It's not going to let me move that.
Notice they didn't say kidnapping.
They did not say kidnapping. They did not say kidnapping. This release contains all the information the Hoover Police Department was able to provide at this time. We understand that there are numerous rumors and misinformation making the rounds in both social media and traditional media. While we understand the public's interest in this incident, we must maintain the integrity of the case. They are good. Thus, we are limited in what information or statements we can release or confirm at this time. The Hoover Police Department will hold a press conference tomorrow, at which time we'll be able to release additional information. The press conference will take place at the Frank and Pam Bearfield Training Center, located, they gave the address and all, at 850 Municipal Drive, Hoover, Alabama, at 2:30 p.m. Central Time. So I believe that is noon our time, Perry?
Yeah, 12:30.
12:30. This is so good. I have a very strong feeling they might just arrest this woman.
Or them. It might be more than her.
Or them.
Yeah.
Or them.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's really a stupid idea to go and get some Cheez-Its and some fingernail polish, dish your phone, your purse, your wig, and then kidnap yourself.
I don't think she thought it out, Perry. I think she thought, oh, I'm gonna get away with it because people come up missing all the time. I don't think she thought that they were gonna retrace her steps. But she better know that these cameras work everywhere in Hoover. Like I'm telling you, if there's one area criminals don't rob, is Hoover. Okay, they don't play with Hoover. They don't play with Mountain Brook.
I sort of think that whatever happened, that she freaked out with whatever previous problems she don't had, like losing the job. If that's what happened, if she lost her job, fell out of school.
Terrell, her job was on the news. I need to send you that clip too.
So, I mean, if that happened, maybe she could have just, who gonna make that Mercedes payment? Her parents? How's she gonna tell her parents, why you get fired for stealing? If all this happened, right? I'm just saying, whatever she had going on in her life, I think that she figured, well, the best way to explain it, because nobody asked you all those questions. What happened to your job? Why ain't you going to school? Why ain't you going back to work after some trauma stuff that went down? After your own self-kidnapping. Nobody asked you that. So she figured she'll lay up at the Red Roof Inn or wherever she was
You are messy.
Huh?
Look, we got people coming backstage. Let me start taking some calls. Hey, Jacqueline.
Hi, Sherelle. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm fine.
Hey, Kendall.
Hello, Perry. Huh?
Hey, hi.
Hello, Perry. I have okay. I'm from New York, and this reminds me of a flashback with Shady Sharpton and Tawana Brawley case. That's what this reminds me of.
Oh my gosh,
right?
I remember that.
That's what this reminds me of. And I was invested in this. I was posting this all over social media, and she doesn't understand the repercussions. So what I'm hoping this girl has a full-blown mental issue. That's going to be her only savior. She has some sort of mental issue. I don't want to wish this on her, but she doesn't understand what this is going to cause, because the news often doesn't report with missing Black women. So now, not that this is right, but this is going to be one of those things where they can now look, we're not going to report this. Hopefully Black folks will try to find each other. We ain't got time to be helping them.
Okay, hold on, you guys. Opinion just sent me a news thing. Let's see what they're saying on the news. This is from Alabama?
Yes.
Here we go. All right, let's listen to this.
All right, John, thank you very much. Now, this afternoon, Russell's employer, Woodhouse Spa Birmingham, released a statement about her disappearance. Now, they say the owner, Keith Stewart Rome, says in part, the greatest concern has always been Carlee's well-being and safe return. Also, that employees were deeply impacted by what happened and are ecstatic with the news of Carlee's return home. Rome also said they understand the investigation is sensitive and they don't want to release any details that could jeopardize that, and that leaks, both true and untrue, can have a devastating impact. Now, most of the questions we're hearing from the community here can be answered eventually by Hoover Police, and we hope to hear from them soon. Live in Hoover, Lisa Crane, WVTM 13.
So where does she work? At the mall, right?
The Wood Hill Spa, yes, in the mall, in the Summit.
Interesting. Did I cut you off, Jacqueline?
No. I mean, that was important. No, basically, what I'm hearing now is she better get ready to sell that Mercedes so she can pay. So she can pay restitution back to the police department. I'm also planning on suing because I invested my time and efforts. So I want my money back for all of this. Okay, because this is a S show going on right now. It's not looking good for her nor her family.
No, I agree. I mean, that's real. When this story first came out, I think Portia had posted it up on her Instagram, and I was like, "Whoa!" And it bothered me. You know what I'm saying? Like this 25-year-old just, out of kindness of her heart, pulling over to help a kid, and something bad happened to her, and then come to find out 48 hours later, it was Carlee Smollett out there running around.
Perry's a mess. Kendall, sound off.
I was going to ask, what all did she purchase at Target? Like snacks and stuff? Were those the Cheez-Its that they fed her? And did she buy her own nail polish at Target? And then I was going to ask opinion. Has it been in the news again about the ATV lights?
I haven't seen anything about the lights.
That was a fake story. Some people have been putting out fake surveillance footage. That's the reason why we gave Sherelle the one from the official news.
Why would they do that? This is just ridiculous.
I have no.
Why?
That's horrible.
It's
Well,
horrible.
on TikTok, it's another person on there on TikTok that put out another phone call, supposed to been like a dispatch saying, "Oh yeah, they reported the kid too," and it was like people were saying, "Oh well, it wasn't just her reporting," and I was like, "No, that's fake news. Like that's not what's reporting here." And then of course, I called because I stay over here. I was like, "Do I need to be worried that I'm gonna be kidnapped on the side of 459?" They told me no, it was no baby and it was no kidnappers. We was not in any danger.
Oh, we got so debonair in the house, and I know he gonna go. We got to be fair, people. We got to police Carlee. While Carlee at the red.
Even so Debonair can't defend this.
Y'all leave my friend alone. Hey, Deb.
Hey, what's going on?
Carlee at the Red Roof Inn,
I'm not even over here trying to defend it.
polishing her little nails, eating her chips.
Hey,
You
so
better leave him
Debonair.
alone.
Hey.
So what have you heard? Is it on y'all news down there, Deb?
I don't watch the news here, so I have no idea. I've just been watching, YouTube or whatever. I was actually watching you guys earlier, and to me, I've been reporting on it too. For me, if there is an active person out here that is doing this, there has to be some type of something notifying the people that is in that area, and that hasn't happened. So for me, that's what's taking the credibility away from me.
Well, not only did it not happen, Opinion called the police department and asked them.
I know.
Yeah,
I heard her say that earlier.
worried.
You said this more than one time, and I'm just like, if she's calling the police department, they're saying there's nothing to be worried about. Baby, we got a way bigger issue than what we even know.
Bonji, sound off. What are your thoughts?
Okay, so this new statement that you're reading has added an information I didn't know, and that was the Target run that she did, because the initial information that I read was her picking up dinner after work, and that dinner supposedly was with her in the car when she all of a sudden stopped for this baby on the street. So when the statement, this current statement is talking about some of the things that are on the internet are true, some are not. I'm starting to think law enforcement has some type of picture that's becoming clearer on what's going on, and they now think they have an understanding of what happened, and that's why now they're willing to schedule a press conference, because I think they know we have so many questions and that the story's just not adding up.
Nope, not at all.
Yeah, I think there's going to be an arrest made. That's just my feeling. What do you think, Maria?
You know what I find interesting is that in the interview with her parents, this recent interview that they had, where the interviewer asked the mother, because clearly they basically direct all the questions to the mother, because the father sits there, he's mad as hell. you can tell. And I said, I wonder if she was unresponsive when she got to the hospital, because when she got home, he choked the hell out of her. Because I know he's embarrassed. If she, she probably came home and came clean and said, "Ma, I did this, I'm sorry." He probably choked the hell out of her.
Okay.
But when the interviewer asked the mom, directed it to the parents and said, "How did you feel when she came home?" And the mom said, "Well, for me, I felt," so that to me tells me the father is upset.
I got
He's
you.
embarrassed. And, of course, parents are going to cover for their kids, even though she's 25 years old. So she's not technically a kid, but she is their kid. But I can't wait for this press conference, because I think the police have been stacking up evidence. They have I'm sure they have phone records. If she was messing with this little 17-year-old, or if there's any kind of foul play, it's 2023. There's going to be text messages, phone records, emails, or whatever, and snack trails. So, but I'm excited to see. No, I shouldn't say excited, because that sounds like I try to, but I think everybody's ready to lay this to rest.
Right.
So.
Okay, so Deb, you've been covering it on the channel. What are the consensus of your chat? Do they believe this?
A lot of people don't believe it. And you were saying something earlier today, and it made me think about this. You were saying that there's a few things that I thought about. So you were saying that she called the police, and then she talked to I keep calling her the sister, but it's the brother's girlfriend, right?
The brother's wife.
Okay.
Oh, it's wife now.
I don't know if it's I think they're mixed up.
Yeah, it's her sister-in-law. She said, she's the sister-in-law. They've been married for 50 years.
I keep getting
Yeah, she's the sister-in-law. They've been married for 50 years.
But they said that she hung up on the police to talk to her, though. For
Say
me,
it
She
again.
did, and the police tried to call her back,
call her
but they
back,
couldn't
right?
get an answer.
So I think, to me, I think the phone call was she was panicking because she called the police. They were calling her back, and now she has a limited amount of time to get the hell up out of there.
So you don't think this was premeditated? You think she just did something stupid, realized that the police was on her, and just took off?
I
That
think
could be.
I think there was a reason why she did it. We just don't know that reason. I think it has something with the boyfriend, because even when the boyfriend made the statement, it came off, and I watch a lot of For My Man and Fatal Attraction, all that stuff, and of course they're always looking for the boyfriend first, and so he's online going, "I told y'all that people was blaming on me, blah blah blah." He was like almost boasting about the fact that it wasn't him and she's still alive and this and that. So to me, there was something that happened in this relationship where maybe they got into an argument. I don't know if he was in the car with her, because we don't know who was in that car at that time. We can tell that this video has been even edited that we've seen, because
the police said in my earlier statement nobody was in the car,
but they weren't even there though.
They were not there.
Oh no! I mean, they were saying when they got there.
They was following the traffic. No, they was following the traffic cams from when she left work. Like I told you, that whole area is camera everywhere.
But then they also showed the video where she stopped before she rode into the camera, and it was sitting there for maybe like 3 or 4 minutes or whatever. So we don't know if he got out the car before that and he ran off, and then she got scared, grabbed the snacks from Target, and then took off too. Like, we don't know.
Well, yeah, this is what I think. I think that not that she panicked when they called her back. I think she just probably didn't care. She had to finish the mission. I think she called the cops. Okay, you got me right, Carlee Russell. Okay, so I'm pulling over. You got it for the record. Now the cops got it. Now let me call my sister-in-law, because I don't want to call my mother directly.
Right.
That way the family members know, well, no, she didn't run away again, because it's probably not her first time running away.
Mm-hmm.
Just my opinion. Now I'm making.
You got quite the imagination.
I know. I'm just thinking outside the box, But that's what I sort of think, that that's why she called her sister-in-law, so she can have a messenger to tell the angry father and the mother.
Well,
look at melanated.
Well, clearly someone's not watching CSI and all those shows to know have these shows that tell you how to do it. So clearly those episodes, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I gotta say it. This was premeditated. This was kidnapping gone wrong. And I don't know if she was trying to look for an episode about when you're kidnapping yourself.
I can't.
I mean,
Leo.
But you're even right about that, because if you think about watching those shows, they always tell you like your phone and all that stuff is like the tracker. So the fact she left the phone, the AirPods, anything that could track her, she left it at the car.
The watch, yeah.
Right. She didn't want you to find her at the Holiday Inn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sound off, Leo Aries.
Thank you so much, Sherelle. I'm new to your channel. I got here from Diva, and I love your channel. Opinion can vouch for me. So, because me and her talk often. Okay, so I'm going to say this. I'm going to be honest. Like, this story, I would not buy into it. Really, like, it was on my timeline, it was on my YouTube, and I would not click on it because something in my gut told me it was foolishness. I'm being for real. As a brown sister and another brown sister is missing, that would be something I would be all into. But it blew up like instantly, and it made me feel a way. And even with watching your channel and seeing all the information, I really do believe that this was something. She caught herself caught up in something that she never thought it would blow up the way that it did. Mm-hmm. I don't know what she's trying to cover up. I don't know what lies she telling. I don't know what she into with her man. I don't know any of those things, but I really do believe she got caught up in something that she did not think that it would blow up the way that it did, simply because she showed up at her mom and daddy house.
No, I agree.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
No, I agree.
I mean, so when you're going through trauma, you go to anybody, whoever can help you. But you show up at your mom and them house after all this whole thing done blew up. She went back to her mom and them, and I just don't. It's something in the milk ain't clean. It's so convoluted. I don't understand what is happening here. What is
Well,
happening?
She needs to be really, really scared right now because when the police don't arrest you and they send you home and tell you don't leave the state, they're watching you. You're collecting information. And this police department seems to be doing a really, really good job. Opinion, you were right. You said that they weren't going to let her make them look stupid, and they're not. They are on it. They're doing a
I
really
told
good.
you that's majority white people over there, and that's that old money, and they like to keep their area with no spots on their record. Like if you look up their crime rate, it's almost none and void, and that's a record because in Birmingham we have a lot of crime, but up there in Hoover, Mountain Brook, you ain't gonna see that.
Yeah, if you do a
no,
crime in the rich neighborhoods, you better hang it up. You
right.
better hang
But
it
I
up.
tell you, look, I truly believe the reason why she did all this, and
Oh God.
I ain't there in Alabama, but she had to find a reason for people not to question, why ain't you going back to work? Why ain't you going back to school? You know,
Perry,
and
somebody would do all of this because they
think
lost their
about,
job.
I don't heard about the young
Yes.
17-year-old,
Yes.
but if you got a car payment and your parents been on your ass about you going to church and you stop, you know, running away and stuff, that
Perry, you're mine.
no,
Go ahead.
no. I'm saying though, but think about that excuse. What I'm saying is, it gives you an alibi because nobody's gonna expect sympathy is gonna pour out for you when you come back after a story like this. Nobody's thinking about a job or school. Did that make sense, Devonair?
I think that it also could be like she's in nursing school too, like, and it gets overwhelming. I mean, we've seen this over and over again, where people are in nursing school. They even had like an episode on Girlfriends about it one time, where one of the girls' brothers was in nursing school, and he trapped himself in one of her friend's bathrooms because it was overwhelming for him because he had to do stuff that just imaginable he couldn't think of. So that's originally that's what I thought. I was like, maybe she just wanted out and she didn't know how to tell her mom.
But
But
Okay, so
unfortunately,
Debonair,
hmm,
do you think nursing school is harder than psychology school?
I mean, it, depending on the person.
Because she graduated with a psychology degree at Auburn.
I think depending on the
I
person. I
mean,
mean, and she's been in psychology school, and adding nursing to that, it could have been a lot for her.
but
And she learned.
let's just say that you're right, Deb. She had a nervous breakdown. That's what you're describing as a
Yeah,
nervous breakdown.
yeah,
Right.
She's still going to jail.
yeah. I mean, listen, she's gonna have another one. Uh,
I don't mean to laugh,
it's
but
not
in
funny,
my
but I mean
opinion,
that's just
though,
the facts. But I don't think that she thought this all the way through.
yeah,
well, no, she didn't. And then if she got that damn psychology degree, she should have used it.
I can't. Perry, if you
Y'all messy.
Sheila, please sound off before Perry get worse. Sound off.
You know what? This is a very sad situation. No matter, we can look at different scenarios as to why she did it. I think what possibly happened, I don't think she realized the magnitude, uh, what was going to become of it.
But Sheila,
I
let me
she
interrupt
was
you.
she
She's
was smart
25.
enough. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but she's 25. How do you not understand the magnitude? She's a grown woman.
Because she acted out on impulse. Impulse don't allow you to think. If I don't I I'm assuming that she went to Target and that's the reason why they brought it up, and she purchased her own snacks. And they probably have receipts. Seeing her buy it, we'll probably see that play out. So she didn't think about what would happen making such an accusation. And if she did it to get attention, there is something wrong when a person's mental health of their side tells them to do something that impulsive to get
Mhm.
someone's attention because you want to be in the spotlight of someone else's life. Her goal, if all the rumors are true, it supposedly it was because of a boyfriend. Now, she drew everybody in to draw him in. And now, if she ends up going to jail, it's going to be her own fault. And as far as her parents are concerned, they may not be a part of it. They may be as drawn into it as we are.
Mhm.
And the
Mhm.
dad
Right.
is probably sitting back looking like you got us in this mess.
Mm-hmm.
because none of it makes sense. And the
But
sad
see,
part about it, people keep saying they're not going to take abductions of black women seriously, which has been the case. And the only reason why this went um, as fast as it did across the nation is because she called 911 first. Had she not done that, she just would have, it would have been just a local story. But the fact that she called them first, so it pushed it to the next level. It pushed them to the level where the FBI and everybody got involved immediately. And it's sad because you have real life situations that are happening to people. And this young lady, she did not think, she impulsively acted, and she placed everything is placed. Her wig, her not being able to track herself by putting her Apple Watch in her purse. I mean, everything. She put everything in the line. And somebody needs to figure out, where did she go? And as Opinion said, that's a steep hill. Where did she go? I mean, in the time that the police got there, where did she go and who picked her up? They had to be in the woods, or I doubt that she's been sitting in the woods that long, because I'm pretty sure that they looked in the woods, right? Opinion?
Yeah.
That's my question is
Yeah,
where
they had the search dogs out there. So
right.
Oh,
So
yeah, they had search dogs. Yeah.
if
that was
if
the
the
next day, though, right?
that was the
well
next day. It
So,
was actually the next evening because it didn't start until 12 because they had to get all that stuff together.
okay, and
And
from the
does
picture,
anybody find it strange that she went missing at night and she showed back up at night?
I think everyone thought it was strange, but ladies and gentlemen, what I don't want to happen, because of this, I don't want this to trigger us if someone else is missing, because I know I'm going to be the first one to say, let me wait a couple of hours before maybe this may be another case,
right?
and I hope I'm going to make sure I take myself out of this mind space that I'm in, because we're getting so many women, as the other caller just said, that's constantly missing, and we're not represented on the news. So when we get it on social media, I'm gonna be the first one like, okay, let me wait 2 more hours and let me see, because she may be another Tawana, i.e. Brawley case,
No, no, no. I
I'd like
agree
to
with
say
you, right?
something.
Oh, good. Okay.
Sound off, Sebastian.
Okay. As I mentioned earlier today, I never believed this whole story at all from the jump. I don't know why. I just never did.
Me too,
All I
Sebastian.
hope, all I hope is this. I hope the taxpayers of Alabama and the rest of the United
Oh
States get
Lord.
their tax-paying dollars back from having the federal authorities being involved in this uh, almost sham of a case.
Don't worry, they will, Sebastian.
I
He has to get
hope
it off his chest. Let him get it off his chest. Go ahead, Sebastian.
this the nastiness, the waste of time when there are better things that the cops could have been doing, but they had
Yep.
to invest into this girl's case. But mind you, we keep on saying it's because she called the cops first. We got to remember, this is an upper class rich girl. We keep forgetting this.
Mm-hmm.
This is a rich girl. She was driving a Mercedes. Remind you that she's on getting her second degree, guys. Um, the waste of time for this girl is what upsets me. There are probably actual crimes happening in the streets of Alabama, in Hoover, or in Birmingham that are more important. But the FBI had to step into this one. They
Had
had
to
to
get out
step
of
into
bed.
this one.
Yep.
They had to get out of bed for this one.
That's how you know she going to jail. If we
Hey,
found out all these claims was false, that girl going to jail. I'm
And
telling you.
I'm just gonna tell you this: if you do go to jail, kiss goodbye to nursing, sweetie. You're not gonna be a nurse anymore. That's
nursing,
not gonna
yeah.
happen. Nursing ain't gonna happen anymore if you're gonna be in jail. It's just not.
well, you know
Nursing.
what? I would like to see her get some sort of, I don't want to say community service like a slap on the wrist, but I
Mm-mm.
think she should have
Mm-mm.
to work with Angela Harris, the mother who lost her daughter, or work with an organization so that she sees this is what happens when kids do get kidnapped and they get killed and they don't come home, and what the parents have to go through in those 2 days, if her parents really didn't know, can you imagine being a parent and not knowing where your kid is for two
So,
days? I mean, I wouldn't mind if she did her time in jail, but I think more than that, go work with somebody who actually been through something. So maybe you can really learn how to have empathy for people. And that's more of a deterrent to me than jail because she has money and they're going to get a lawyer and she's not going to get that much time. And
Well,
She
especially
won't.
when you claim
let's
mental illness, they're going
Sebastian,
to.
finish what you were saying. What do you want
she
to happen?
she can
Sebastian
claim
is a
mental
mess.
illness all she wants. I could care
Mm-mm.
less. I'm tired of people claiming mental illness for a reason of their actions. I'm sorry, it needs to be said.
Can we get a
It
little
needs
more
to stop.
compassion in your voice,
No,
Sebastian?
no.
I mean, just
We've
a
given
little.
Sebastian
we're
ain't
not
doing
getting
that.
no compassion anymore. We have allowed mental
Nope,
illness to be
Sebastian
the
ain't doing
excuse.
that.
Mental illness has become the excuse of the 2000s. It has
Oh,
becoming
come on,
it has
Sebastian.
become the excuse of the 2000s, and it has become the
Sebastian.
excuse. Sooner
No,
or
let
later,
that man talk. He right.
we're gonna start hearing P files start saying they have mental health disorders that cause them
Uh-huh.
to touch children.
Yeah.
If we
Mhm.
keep on constantly saying let's have that as an excuse. I'm tired of using this mental health nonsense as an excuse. If you have a mental illness and you committed a crime, well, we'll have separate prisons for people like you. Point
Yeah.
blank, period. And
Right.
you
Just like,
deserve to
yeah.
be. I'm tired of it. It has become too much now. Too many times. Children actually use mental illness as a reason for why they fail in school too now. It's becoming a lot. No, I'm tired of this mental health excuse thing.
I'm sure you know someone who suffers from mental illness. They
But that's
can't.
not the point, Sherelle. I know now
I
you
know a
acting
lot of
like
people who suffer from mental health illness, but I don't see them go out, make themselves be abducted. And
you acting
second,
Mhm.
like
we can't fully clarify this girl because first, if you're abducted, where's the resisting marks? We need to see resisting marks, marks on your body. Um, we need to see that you were aid or you fought out.
Well,
We have not heard
Sebastian,
of any of these things.
I
right.
hate to ask you this question, and I might regret it later. What do you think should happen?
Oh, you're gonna regret what I'm gonna say. This girl,
Well, we
this is
wrong
what
for that.
needs to happen. This is what needs to happen. This girl needs to lose. She's not gonna be able to go. She should not be able to finish her degree. She should not be
Oh,
able to
come on.
sit for her nursing license.
Oh,
She
come.
should because she costs the taxpayers dollars. She costs taxpayers dollars. FBI agents are not cheap. When they
Hmm.
come in for things, they get paid a lot for that. FBI agents are not cheap. This girl needs to lose every access to work for the next 10, 20 years in this country.
Okay,
Why the
Sebastian.
Yes,
fuck
I
you
said
lying?
I said what I
So
said.
Sebastian, you think she did a Juicy Smollett?
Yeah, but the thing is, let me tell you something. You can do a Juicy Smollett. Yes, you have probably the same amount of money as a Juicy Smollett, but one thing is you don't have that same amount of recognition. You're not gonna have civil rights groups that come out for you. You're not gonna have that.
And
Sebastian,
you just can't
Yeah.
diagnose yourself with mental illness. Like you have to actually have that diagnosis.
Exactly. And
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure
And
when she went to that hospital, they did probably do a mental health check on
They
her
released her.
to see
but
if she
she
had
knew she was
problems.
having those issues before she did this. And so don't go out and then do the crime and then want to claim mental illness.
Exactly.
Like
Right.
you should
Right.
have went and got the help before you did this.
And that's what
yeah, but
Sebastian is
so
saying that,
Devin,
she's using it for a hall pass. Just
Yeah.
like because she got Sherelle believing, Peter believing, oh, it's a mental illness. You know what? Like y'all can have that excuse. Couldn't it simply be she's a big ass liar?
That too, but you have to realize when people have emotional
thank you.
breakdowns in their life,
You.
their mind can reflect and they can react differently than they would normally act.
They
Well,
I'm
may need
not
to go
saying
get
that's
help.
an excuse.
mhm.
Everybody has different things that break them, and it depends on how your mind is actually set to handle it. And if all the rumors are true that this was an attention, something she did to get the attention of an ex-boyfriend because of something he may have been doing. That is an emotional breakdown. But the fact that she involved everybody else in it, that's also a mental issue because most of us have enough sense not to do anything that drastically. It's just like with me losing my husband. If I went out the next day and robbed the bank because of it, because I'm under stress, that doesn't give an excuse for doing
Exactly.
something of
Right.
that magnitude. So I'm not excusing her actions. I'm just saying there had to have been some kind of emotional issue or mental issues for her to take it to the extent that
I
she took
agree.
it.
I
And
Okay. Now,
she
agree.
didn't think about it.
I
okay. Let
And
me
I
ask
agree.
you
agree
this.
with you, Sebastian,
I
that
agree.
this is a spoiled young lady that
Uh-huh.
had everything set in front of her, and she did not think about the consequences
Right.
because she was focused on one thing, and
I
that was
grew up
to
in
get the attention of somebody.
I
Okay,
grew up in
Sheila.
Nassau. I grew up in
Sheila,
Nassau. Oh,
would you
Go ahead.
would you consider stupidity a mental illness?
I can't.
No.
Perry,
It
No,
Perry.
no.
could
I'm
What?
be.
just saying. Like,
Go
I
ahead,
mean,
Perry. Speak on it.
because
Tell the
we
truth.
just sugarcoating this whole thing. That girl ain't been diagnosed with a damn thing, but probably about ready to be diagnosed as being a liar.
Harry,
You-
you don't
No, no,
know.
Ladies,
no.
ladies, can I ask y'all a question? Is it a possibility? Because some, we're thinking that maybe she wants to get the attention of this ex-boyfriend. Was his thing that good for her to go through all of this?
I guess so.
Who?
But you know
It
what?
doesn't
It's
matter.
not a matter of that. It's how people perceive things. I have worked with people who've had mental health issues for many, many, many years. And it's how their perception of that particular situation. How you may see it as a sane person is like, no, that's not the way it is. But when somebody's mindset is a certain way and they think they have no other recourses, and obviously she thought she had no other recourses. If everything that what we're hearing to be true, it was a result of her being upset about an ex-boyfriend or trying to get his attention. But it's a sad situation all the way around. I feel bad for the parents. If the parents actually did not know this is what she did, I have a 40-year-old daughter, soon to be 40. And if she did something of this magnitude, I wouldn't have been on TV with her.
I
Mm-mm.
sure
I would like to
wouldn't.
say
I
something real
think it's
quick. I'd
okay
like to
Let
for
me
us
go
to have.
around really
It's
quick,
okay for
and
people
I'm
to
going to
have.
start with. Oh, sorry. I'm going to start with Sebastian. Sound off really quickly,
I want to say
Sebastian.
this real quickly. I grew up in Nassau County, New York, in Long Island. This would happen a lot with the rich kids from Garden City,
Hmm.
from Rockville Center, from Manhasset. This would happen a lot where they would do this nonsense of go missing for 2, 3 days. The
Mm-hmm.
cops would be all involved. Sometimes the FBI would be all involved too. This would always happen. Gabby Petito is an example. Well, she
Hmm.
actually happened, but she's from Long Island. This actually has happened multiple times where people have actually gone missing and some have not. I am tired of people using this. I'm tired of it. I
Hmm.
don't want to hear anything about illness anymore. I'm sorry. Yes,
Damn,
it's
Sebastian.
just the truth. Yes, we've come a lot from destigmatizing mental health is not that stigmatized as it was years ago. We've come a lot, but now it's getting too overly used. Now I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. I really am.
All right,
If you have
calm
a
down, calm
if
down.
you have a mental illness, if you have a mental illness and you can't control, you don't have control, commit yourself. That's my
Okay, I
message.
can't. I can't.
That's true.
I'm going to go around really quickly and give final thoughts. Sound off, Vanessa. Sorry. Um, oops.
Well, can I
Jacqueline,
pick
sound
you
off.
back off of? Can I pick you back real quick,
Um,
Terrell?
I want to,
Yeah,
yeah.
hold on,
Mhm.
Jacqueline. Sound off, Deb.
I
Go
want
ahead.
to piggyback off that because I think that your Sebastian is right. You know, the thing is that you can't go out, run around saying it's mental illness. If you know you have mental illness, go get the help and stop doing this type of stuff. What we do, and because she's 25, oh, she's a baby, she's a kid, and she's having these issues. We're making excuses for this girl who has caused a lot of issues for a lot of people. I mean, just think about the people that live in that area, and they thinking that someone's running around kidnapping people with a baby. Like the end result is this: one, if she is not being diagnosed with having mental illness, she doesn't have mental illness. You have to go to the doctors, and that has to be a diagnosis. And if even if you think this is a possibility, you don't get the help, that still falls on her because she is responsible for herself. She's 25. Y'all just said she has her degree in psychology, right?
Uh-huh.
So she knows better, and now she's in school for nursing, which just adds on to the mental issue. So then, why would you even go back to school for that?
Did Sebastian text you? Like, what's happening here? You
This
have
is her
heard-
second, this is her second degree, guys. This is getting her
Yeah.
second degree. And also I'm most likely thinking, since she's in nursing school, she's probably doing physical well, they probably do physicals on her every year. They probably do mental health wellness checks on her every year. I'm not with this nonsense of this little girl having mental illness. I'm not with it at all. I have no sympathy for her. Judge, take the keys, lock her up.
I
Like,
can't. All right, let me go around really quickly because I got to wrap it up. Opinion, do you have any last words? Oh, I'm sorry, Perry. I'm coming to you. Go ahead.
Here's the thing. First of all, it really was. It had everybody here in a panic. So
Mhm.
I feel like this is the thing. Yes, now we know that it's not true, but for a lot of people, they sat here calling the police every day, talking about something. Are we gonna be abducted? You know what I'm saying? Is it something we need to look out for? Trying not to stay on the roads that whole weekend, and then on top of that, for Anaya mama to come and help out, and
Mhm.
she lost her baby. You see what I'm saying? And for this to be a hoax, that's got to be a slap in the face for her, because she was down here in tears leading the search, because she already know what it felt like to be a mama and your child being gone and never coming back home, and she didn't want this for these people. So it's a slap in everybody's face.
Yep.
I'm scared to ask. Perry, do you have last words?
Look, yeah, I do. Because look, we're gonna finish this thing off right and stop the excuses, okay? Now, when the girl graduated from psychology school, she got praise. No mental illness. When she get caught with her hand in the cookie jar, all of a sudden it's a mental illness, right? When she do bad things, right? But I need Carlee when she go to bed tonight. Close your eyes and wonder this: why the fuck you
I
lying?
can't. I can't. I can't with you. I can't. I'm gonna move on. Bonji, what are your last words? I can't.
Okay, so a few weeks ago, I think it was maybe beginning of July, there was reports of more than 20 young black women missing in Ohio in a span of like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And that story wasn't making a lot of um mainstream media or getting traction. I heard about it when I listened to the Breakfast Club. So we are getting more sensitized in terms of the fact that when black women go missing, certain resources are not as available to look for them as they are for any other groups, or funding is used as an excuse for not following up. And what she has done with her situation um, has really put a lot of people back in terms of the work that they do on a daily basis to ensure that those cases are looked at and are given the same priority as all the other cases. And lastly, I'll say this: her, her getting her second degree doesn't mean that she might not be dealing with mental illness.
Right.
However, if she hasn't been diagnosed yet, I believe the law enforcement should arrest her, charge her, and then her lawyer says, can we have a mental health evaluation as part of that whole process? We can't put the cart before the horse and say, okay, we're going to give her a pass because we're suspecting mental illness. No, they have to prove that that's the case. If you remember, during the pandemic, there was a white lady who came out and said she was kidnapped by two light-skinned men who looked like they were Latino. Remember?
I remember that.
And
Yeah, I
she
remember that too.
and from that time, she was just charged this past week on her lying for that hoax, because that never happened. She just decided life was getting hard at home with the kids. I'm going to take off, and then created this whole story. Went away for some time, came back and said, "Yeah, I was really kidnapped by these two Latinx looking men." She has just been charged for lying.
Well, at first it was Mexican women,
Yes.
and come to find
Well,
out she was with her ex boyfriend, and he branded her.
Wow. Okay.
That's
Uh huh.
crazy. Let's keep. I'm gonna go quickly because we're gonna be talking about this tomorrow morning after the press conference.
Right.
So can you sound off really quickly, Maria?
Yes, thank you. I think either way, it's a cry for help. Anytime you plan something like this, you're not right in your mind whether you've been diagnosed or not.
Mhm.
I don't know what she's going through, stress. We're all stressed, but I tell you one thing I do see is a pattern of when black women or black people, period, are in the media for something that's negative. I mean, we go at them like they don't have like they're not human.
Mm,
Whereas you could have a school shooter, a white school shooter,
mhm,
shoot up 50 kids in a school and they say mental illness and they're treated with kid gloves. But we throw the book at black women when, yes, this is a dumb mistake. I mean, it's more than a mistake. If she did this, she deserves to be punished accordingly.
mhm.
But I do think, just like Anaya's mother said, she went on that video and said, you know what? I'm just glad she came home safe because it could have been another black woman dead. And people look past that and go straight to, oh, I don't want to hear it. And it's like, okay, I understand we're all upset. We all been deceived. But I do think we could stand to have a little bit more compassion because Anaya's mother is the one who lost her daughter. And even she is giving Carlee grace.
All right. Deb, sound off.
Again, I just think that tomorrow, I just can't wait for this to be over with. To be honest, um,
Yeah.
I've had a feeling in my body that I just don't believe this. And
Mm-hmm.
again, if this was the case, why are they not looking for this person who kidnapped her? That's the biggest question I do have, because if that person did that, there would be photos, there would be a drawing of the person,
Mhm.
there would be a bolo on the highways, anywhere that you are going, there would be something there, and there's just nothing. And they're like, stop talking about it, be quiet. No, we're not be quiet because we all look for her, and she's our kid at this point. We need to
Mm-hmm.
know what the hell happened. And I think that I know people get upset about us making speculations, but and again, I said this, if CNN can report about it, we can report about it as well, because that's our job over here on YouTube. That's what we do. And yes, sometimes we do kind of get overboard on what we think, but we're just giving out our opinions on how what we are thinking. And I'm gonna just tell you again, that one thing didn't make sense to me. Even the footage where we see the blinkers sitting there for a while, like where was the other footage from behind that camera where the blinkers were sitting there that long? The story with the boyfriend, I still think there's something there with him. There's just a lot that is going on that is traveling, and I think that people, because they're not over in this type of platform, and their Facebook posts and their Twitter posts not hitting, they're upset because people are watching us talk about it. But the reality is, we're saying what y'all think.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Sheila, really quickly.
Yes, as far as what people don't realize as a black community, when someone does something so atrocious as this, unlike any other races, we are all lumped into a category
Mm-hmm.
of being saying that we are liars, we are scheming somebody. So that's why people take it so personally. And I don't think anybody is just want to beat down on her. You have to look at the situation, this whole scenario, and think that she caused a reaction out of so many people thinking that she was in harm's way, only to find out that she could possibly have been at the Red Roof Inn or allegedly there or whatever, or bought her own snacks, whatever. And it's just sad. And I'm not excusing her by saying that she has possibly had an emotional or mental issue. For someone to do anything of this magnitude, there has to be something emotionally wrong. It does not excuse what she does. It does not negate the fact that she should be punished for doing it either.
All right, Sebastian, we're going to end with you. I don't know what you're going to
As all
say.
you know,
What are
I
your
have
last?
as all you know, I have no mercy for anyone like this. We all know that. Um, if there is something wrong with her that caused her to do this, well, we don't need people like this in society, and she could just be locked up for that.
I can't.
Because we can't have these chances again. There's a reason why psychiatric prisons exist. Um,
What is wrong with
there,
Sebastian?
there
All
is a
right.
reason why they
Look, you guys,
exist.
we're going to have the same conversation tomorrow because there's going to be a press conference tomorrow. I hope nothing comes out between now and tomorrow because I am almost done with this story. I can't talk about it anymore. I've been talking about this for days, for hours. So let's meet back up during the press conference right after. And
Sure. One last
there-
comment, and we can go.
oh no. Go
No,
ahead.
no, no.
Gary.
Just real quick.
Scared.
People are saying that mental illness can have you do irrational things. So can crack. Okay, let's go, everybody. No, I'm just
All
saying.
right, you guys.
And real quick, Sherelle, too, we also have to understand that there's a whole 48 hours that we have no account of, like we have no idea what happened.
We don't.
We're still stuck on the side of the highway. There's 48 hours that we have no idea of what happened.
Also, I wanted to publicly thank Opinion for sending all this information. I really appreciate it, being there in Alabama and just keeping us all updated. This is coming from Opinion. Shout out your opinion, your channel Opinion.
Oh, it's just in my opinion on YouTube.
There you go. You're doing
What
a
is
great
the name of it again?
In my opinion.
In my opinion.
Mhm.
Okay.
Can I make a request, Cheryl, to Opinion? Opinion, can you get on this Jamie Foxx story? Because
Oh, I don't do those kind of videos. I do videos helping people find resources on if you need help paying your rent, your bills, stuff like that.
oh, okay, because
I leave the gospel to everybody else.
because I'm saying that because we've been on our knees for 3 months now, and if he's partying on yachts and hosting parties, the least he could do is tell us so we could move on and pray for the others.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
That's a whole different story. We're following that too. It's a whole hot mess. All right, you guys, if I didn't get to your call backstage, I do apologize. I am out of time. Thank you guys for coming on so late. Press conference tomorrow, and that might be my final video unless somebody gets arrested. You guys don't forget to click your like button on the way out. On 3, everybody, let's say bye. 1, 2, 3. Bye, guys.
Bye.